Hello, my name is David Keefe and I'm running the local Meath East elections. The party is called the Don't Give Effect Party. I promise to do nothing for you, I try my best to do it. The reason I call that was I'm going to be honest and open and tell the truth. The country's fecked. And this here is my wife Colette, my daughter Shauna. I have a son in America called Caelan. I'd run on my own and try my best and see how it goes. As I'm going to tell the truth to the people at the door. People are struggling. They have no money. They can't afford any more pressure or money on top of them in bills. So it just says I'll try my best and see how it goes.
How are you? Yeah, I think it's going to be Independence Day. It looks like we have two, which is going to be elected today, Brian Fitzgerald and Nick Killeen. And I'm the third independent running in the area, and I'm in with a fighting chance. I know it's going to be probably tomorrow, but if we can get 3 independents in, it'll be fantastic. And I think just looking at what's been happening all over the country, a lot of independents have been elected, and there are some of them are going to take over the actual councils. So hopefully I'll be the third one in this area.
Michael Gallagher, Sinn Féin candidate in the Kells area, possibly next councillor in the next hour or two. I've been a councillor before in Kells, so I'm fairly familiar with the issues, and hopefully I will be able to work for the people of Kells. Well, it is. We have election both north and south. Sinn Féin is probably the biggest party on the island, and it's the biggest increase in the Sinn Féin vote since the election of 1918. It's a massive day for Sinn Féin. We are heading the poll in the Dublin by-election, and we have a possibility of getting 3 MEPs elected here and 1 in the north. So this is a day that probably we won't see for a long, long time, and we should enjoy it and embrace the moment and thank the people for coming out and voting for Sinn Féin.
Joe Reilly, Sinn Féin. I'm a local councillor in Navan, County Meath. I have been told by the tally people that I am top of the poll for the new council. It's certainly Sinn Féin's day in Meath. At this point in time, we are contesting 8 seats with 8 candidates, and hopefully by tomorrow we will have the 8 people elected. It's a historic day for Sinn Féin in County Meath, and we would like to thank every supporter, for those of us who worked with us down through the years, the voters, and the people who greeted us on the door and were so pleasant and welcoming to us. We think that the vote we have got, it's an anti-austerity budget. People are hurting, we recognise that. We recognise that the government doesn't recognise that their politics are hurting people, older people, younger people, missing generation, middle income people who are suffering with mortgages and the possible loss of their homes. And we think that this type of austerity politics combined to give Sinn Féin its greatest day ever in County Meath, and I believe throughout the country.
I'm Brian Fitzgerald. I've been an independent candidate in the Peadar Tóibín Municipal District for this local election of 2014. I've just been declared elected by the returning officer, having topped the poll with a surplus of nearly 700 votes. I deeply appreciate the decision of the people in the area that have elected me, but I didn't get it done without the help of a considerable number of people who have been very loyal to me over the years.
Hi, I'm Dominic Hannigan. I'm the Labour TD for Meath East, and I'm here in the Count Centre at Navan. We've had a very difficult day in relation to the local election results. It looks like we will lose some of our sitting county councillors, which is for them very disappointing. I know they've put a lot of work into their careers over the last number of years. They've given up time away from their families. They've spent a lot of time working for the community, so it's always disappointing when you lose a seat. I know what it's like to be on the wrong side of election results. I've lost in the past myself, and it's never nice. So at the moment, my thoughts are with our candidates who've failed to win seats and with their families. As I said, it's a difficult day for us. We may win some seats in a couple of the electoral areas. Time will tell. Very much dependent on transfers from other candidates, from surpluses from other candidates. But we're still in the race for one, possibly two seats at the east of the county. Those will be decided in the next few days. The last count in 2009 local elections went on till Monday. It's still only Saturday evening, so I guess we'll be here for another 48 hours before we can decide exactly who the successful councillors will be that will represent the county for the next 5 years.
My name is Helen McEntee. I'm a TD for Meath East. I'm a member of the Fine Gael Parliamentary Party. Today we are obviously at the count for the local elections 2014. As it stands, we are yet to see or yet to hear any of the first proper count. As it stands, Fine Gael have not had anybody across the line yet, should we say. We are mid-term through a government, so this is always going to be the time where people are going to perhaps let the government know if they're unhappy about a couple of things, and we knew that would happen. So as it stands, I think Fine Gael are exactly where we thought we would be, and I think in the constituency of Meath East we are exactly where we thought we would be. It is hard to tell at the moment, obviously, because we haven't seen any transfers, and it might be a long day or two. We might be here for another 2 days, but hopefully we'll do as well as we can.
Councillor Tommy Reilly from Navan in County Meath. I think this has been a great day here in County Meath, and particularly in the town of Navan, Fianna Fáil. We gained 28% of the vote, and hopefully we can get 3 councillors elected to the Navan area. Shane Castles, Oric Simons and myself. I hope that the rest of the country can do as well as Navan for Fianna Fáil, because we've kept the flag flying here today for Fianna Fáil and Navan.
Today is a massive day for Sinn Féin in County Meath. We took 8, we're hoping to take 8 seats, I should say. They're not fully in the bag yet, but 8 seats from 8 candidates. It's probably the best result for Sinn Féin since the 1920s. And it means in every single part of the county, we will have the ability to represent different communities. So we're delighted as well. We had 8 really good candidates, very good vote management in the likes of Navan and in Kells, where we ran 2 candidates in each of those areas. And Sinn Féin is a significant portion of the new political landscape in this county. Indeed, I think it's changed for good, and that's a good thing, because we have been misserved by our political representatives in this county for generations. And what it means is those people in low and middle income earners who have taken the full brunt of government cuts and austerity will have strong representation at council level, Leinster House and at EU level. And that's a significant change. And there's no doubt in my mind that the Labour Party and Fine Gael have to take it a message from this. And this needs to be the punctuation to the policies delivered by those 2 parties over the last 3 years. Indeed, there needs to be a radical change in the type of politics and the type of economic policy that we've seen. We need to make sure that the burden is fairly shared over low and middle income earners. And we need to ensure that there's proper investment in growth. 9,000 people have emigrated from Meath over the last 3 years, a massive figure. The GAA generation deleted. We've also 3,500 people on housing waiting lists in this county. And last year, Meath County Council had enough money to build 3 houses. That is not an appropriate response to that type of crisis. We've also, in this county, received some of the lowest amount of IDA jobs of any county in Leinster. Louth, Kildare and Wicklow, 3 comparable counties, receive far more investment than we do. And now it's incumbent on the government's TDs to make sure that we get that investment. And if they don't, if things don't change, I am quite confident that this result will be repeated in the 2016 election if the government lasts that long.
Today is a fantastic day for Sinn Féin in County Meath, and also particularly in Navan as well. We're absolutely thrilled. My colleague Joe Reilly has topped the poll, and myself, Sinead Burke, is coming in possibly the 3rd or the 4th seat. So it's a super day. We're absolutely thrilled. A lot of hard work to get here, but it seems to be all paying off. The people in Navan have really made a good choice today, and myself and Joe look forward to serving them over the next 5 years.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably fair to say that it is Sinn Féin's day today. You know, we've had a very successful, looks like a very successful election campaign in the Meath area, and not just in Meath, right across the island of Ireland. In Meath, we ran 8 candidates, and it looks like we will have 8 candidates elected, the way the tallies are working out here. We have 3 elected to date, you know, it's been a long campaign for many of our candidates. We've been out and about meeting with people and listening to the you know, the hurt that people are going through, you know, between the property taxes, the water charges, the USC and various cutbacks that people have had to suffer. And they've really, you know, sent a message, a clear message to the government today. You know, the message that Sinn Féin have been presenting on the doors is resonating with people. We campaigned on a platform that was opposed to austerity. Sinn Féin at every opportunity puts forward alternatives. In our pre-budget submission, a budget plan, we've constantly called for a stimulus package to get the economy back up and running. And people can see through this government and the lines that they're spinning out there, that there's a recovery there. People can see that in their own communities that recovery isn't being realised, and they've sent a clear message to the government today. Labour in this county have taken a serious hit, and it very much has been Sinn Dependence Day, as I say, between Sinn Féin and the Independents have seen a great increase in support right across the state, and for Sinn Féin right across the island.
My name is Caroline Lynch, and I'm the newly elected Sinn Féin representative for the Trim area. Sinn Féin have definitely made huge gains in this local election, and I'm delighted to be able to say that the Trim area now has a Sinn Féin representative. From our canvassing on the doors over the last 2.5 months, it was very clear that Sinn Féin were going to do well at this election, because we are listening to what people are saying, but we're not just listening, we're offering an alternative to the difficulties that people are having. One of the most upsetting things, I think, to hear on the doors is the families that are in trouble in terms of poverty because of austerity measures, struggling to pay bills, the water taxes. For a lot of people, they're at tipping point, or they've already gone over to tipping point. So our work is to try and ensure that we try and protect those people from those taxes and protest as much as we can against the government's austerity measures. But most importantly, continue with our work on the ground locally. We're in touch with the local people, and that's the way we will stay. Keep in touch so that we know that we're representing them fairly in their communities.